In old age, death often begins with the legs. Gradually, when people often hold on to handrails, are afraid to go down the stairs and lose their balance. And there are 6 non-obvious reasons for this. Friends, I beg you to watch this video to the end because today I will tell you about these 6 destructive habits. And most importantly, I will show you exercises that will help stop weakness in the legs and loss of coordination. The first reason. Look, how many of you are sitting in this pose with a phone, a book, or knitting? The head is tilted forward. It seems to hang on the neck. As a result, this entire area of the cervical collar zone comes into a state of tension. And intense muscles, as we know, vascular conductivity is always disrupted. The outflow of blood from the head is disrupted, and accordingly the body cannot provide a normal inflow. Because of this, cerebral circulation suffers. And because of this, the neural connection between the brain and the leg muscles is disrupted. I always explain to my patients how to properly look at the screen of a phone or a book. The object should be at the level of your eyes or slightly lower. At the same time, the head should be in a neutral position, should not be tilted. In this state, the neck muscles are relaxed. Reason number 2. Some of my patients complain that they sleep less than 6 hours, and not always of their own free will. With age, insomnia appears more and more often, and this becomes one of the reasons for weakness in the legs. Very important hormones are produced during sleep: growth hormone and melatonin. These hormones are responsible for 2 effects that people can receive. The first is nerve conduction. That is, the nervous system is restored overnight and the connection, the brain of the body, works correctly. And secondly, these substances give our body energy for the whole next day. And if they are not enough, the body simply gets tired quickly. A person quickly feels a state of fatigue, weakness, lethargy by the second half of the day. Therefore, if you have insomnia, be sure to pay attention to this. If you cannot cope with it yourself, you can consult a doctor. The third non-obvious reason for weakness in the legs. Many patients with weakness in the legs wear the same type of shoes. That is, in fact, the same shoes or the same style of shoes. This is also bad because the foot adapts to a monotonous load and small stabilizers on the feet begin to atrophy. Because of this, some muscles do not work as they should and other muscles are overloaded, taking on an increased load. This can also be one of the reasons for weakness in the legs. The fourth reason. Did you know that the strength of the leg muscles depends even on the jaw, or more precisely, the temporomandibular joint? If you eat, for example, only soft food, then the temporomandibular joint, namely the muscles, actually do not work. And the temporomandibular joint is connected through the cerebrospinal arch with the so-called pastoral muscles, which are responsible for stabilizing the body, for its position in space and for control. So, be sure to include in your diet those foods that also require active movement, something that is safe, but at the same time trains our muscles. Anything can be here, for example, carrots, nuts, apples, everything that you love and is healthy. And one more reason. Probably everyone knows that walking 10,000 steps is useful. But in fact, I found studies that say that people who sit all day, for example, 8 hours at work and walk only 10,000 steps a day, this is not enough. The fact is that when we sit, microcirculation in the lower limbs is disrupted, the muscles receive less nutrition. And what happens essentially, well, in quotes, but atrophy. I found studies that say that people who take 3 breaks with a small amount of exercise during these 8 hours, 2 or 3 exercises, stimulating blood flow, have much more energy, and the quality of muscles in the body improves, respectively. Stability and muscle loss slows down. So let me show you a few exercises that you can add to your day to strengthen your legs. The first exercise is done against a wall. Take about 1 step away from the wall. Feet shoulder width apart, lean on the wall, and as if sitting on a chair. Starting position, hands above the head, make a movement. Stand on your toes with your pelvis forward and lower your hands down. And a slow movement with the lower back touching the gluteal zone of the wall forward. Touch the wall with your buttocks and hands, the back of the wall too, and move. You can repeat 50 times. This is a fairly complex exercise that works the entire body and the head-leg connection. And the second exercise to strengthen the stabilizer muscles is the deep muscles that are often in spasm and disrupt microcirculation and blood flow in the deep muscles. We place our legs wider than the shoulder girdle. Sit down, arms up, and squeeze them tightly above our head. We hold this position for 30 seconds or a minute. I literally had a patient last week, a 78-year-old man, who complained of weakness in his legs when walking. That is, he walked a little, and it was time to sit down, rest, sit. We did an MRI. It turned out that there were problems in the neck and in the blood supply to the brain, as well as a significant decrease in muscle mass. And then I recommended him special therapeutic exercise classes. And in fact, after the first week of classes, when I met him and asked, "How are you doing?" he said that now I go to the store much more confidently. Be sure to help those who complain of weakness in their legs. Just send them this video. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel to get more benefit from the exercises every week. This was Dr. Dlin with you. See you next time.